I want to just take just a quick moment and introduce and welcome Sheriff Tom Spangler with the Knox County Sheriff's Office. Very glad his schedule permitted him to be with us today, and Sheriff Spangler is a wonderful partner for our office. And Sheriff, thank you for being with us today, sir. And I'd also like to introduce Mayor Atkins with Lenoir City, the city of Lenoir City. Mayor Atkins has always been a very true sponsor of the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and Mayor, we're glad you're here with us today as well. I also want to take a moment and thank our media partners for being with us today, because each one of you plays such a vital role in getting our message out to our communities about things going on in regards to traffic safety and enforcement. Today we are here to inform our citizens, our driving public, that we have begun our SAFE campaign. And the SAFE campaign is not only in East Tennessee, but it's throughout the entire state of Tennessee. For those of you that may not understand what SAFE means, it is an acronym that we use for Seatbelts Are For Everyone. We are putting a lot of attention on trying to change driving behavior of our driving population to wear their seatbelts. We know that through studies, we know through data that we collect, that seatbelts do save lives, and they can save you in a serious automobile crash. The SAFE campaign began on February the 1st, and we will run through August the 1st. We have 17 agencies that have taken on a little extra responsibility to work within their communities to try to make it much safer for everyone that drives through these particular agency areas. The agencies that will be participating this year in the Knoxville district is the Alcoa Police Department, Clinton Police Department, La Follette Police Department, Knox County Sheriff's Office, Lenoir City Police Department, Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, Maryville Police Department, Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Morgan County Sheriff's Office, Oak Ridge Police Department, Oliver Springs Police Department, Roane County Sheriff's Office, Rocky Top Police Department, Sevier County Sheriff's Office, Sevierville Police Department, the University of Tennessee Police Department, and the Wartburg Police Department. These agencies are going to be working on not only the enforcement side of people not wearing their seatbelts, but we want to start educating people too. So they'll probably be spending some time talking within their communities about why seatbelts, why they're safe, why we want people to wear them, and to try to explain the importance of doing so. As officers, as most every one of these folks would tell you that's behind me, the most difficult part of our jobs is when we have to go and do a death notification to a family where a fatality has occurred. What's heartbreaking is when you get on the scene of a crash and you see where the person inside that car was ejected outside because of either the rollover portion of it or the impact that occurred. And so many people that have passed away from these fatalities, we feel like that maybe they could have survived if they had taken that moment just to be having that seatbelt. Now, I have some good news I want to share with you that we found out yesterday. NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, has received our seatbelt survey that's done by the University of Tennessee Center for Transportation Research. Our usage rate for the state of Tennessee has now risen to 90.9%. We finally hit that hurdle of getting over 90%. That is so exciting, considering we've worked so hard to try to reach this particular goal. But by saying that doesn't mean that we stop doing what we're doing. We're going to continue on to try to increase that number as best that we can. The area we're still struggling in when it comes to seatbelt usage rate is pickup trucks that are mostly in our rural areas and with drivers between the ages of 18 and 35. Unfortunately, the usage rate for that group of people is about 75%. So we got a lot of work to still do with our pickup trucks. But I wanted you to know getting to that 90.9 is very encouraging. And all the credit goes to these agencies as well as all of our agencies across the state of Tennessee. The efforts from the officers are making a difference, and we see it every day. We thank our sheriffs, our chiefs, our colonel with the THP for allowing our officers to be able to go out and do their part to make our community safe. So we just want to leave a message with you, very simple. Wear your seatbelt when you get in your car. Put it on before you put it in drive. That way you know you're secure when you pull out of your driveway, a parking lot, or whether you're out here on the road somewhere. Crashes occur when you least expect them, and the better prepared we are as drivers, we hope that if you're involved in one, you'll be able to survive it. Today I want to introduce one of our partners who is a very strong advocate with highway safety. That is Chief Don White with the Lenoir City Police Department. And Chief, thank you for letting us be here at your department today. And would you come and share some words, please?
Thanks, Steve. Well, we're honored to have all of our partners as well as our media partners here in Lenoir City today. This is very, very important. I would just say we have the 321 corridor that runs through Lenoir City, and we have about 30,000 cars a day traveling between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. And over the last decade, over 4,000 crashes. So through the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and the funding that they provide for us to better protect our residents and our visitors, we've been able to reduce the number of crashes over that 10-year period. And as Steve said a few minutes ago, we finally hit that 90% number that we've been looking for. That's wonderful news. Again, we can't stress enough how important it is for every driver to buckle up every time they get in the car, whether it's just going to the store a half a mile from their house. Stats will show that most crashes occur 25 miles or less from your residence. So you need to think about that. The pickup truck numbers, we still are struggling. So again, I want to stress that. Please buckle up. We have seen through the years, 30 years for me, the crashes that occur where individuals do not wear their seat belts. They definitely are a much higher percentage of getting injured and or seriously injured. So again, I just want to thank all of our partners. Thank you all for coming here today, and I'll turn it back over to Steve.
Chief, thank you for your words. Another one of our partners that are here today is with the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office. Chief Deputy Jimmy Davis and Sheriff Guider have always been very strong proponents and partners with the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and I appreciate the Chief taking time from his schedule to be with us. So Chief Davis, would you come and share some comments?
First off, I'd like to echo Chief White's expression of welcoming our partners in law enforcement to Loudoun County and Lenoir City. Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is responsible for 6 highways and 2 interstates in our county. But during this campaign, we're probably going to focus on our rural areas. Some of the problems with not buckling up and buckling up other individuals within your car. If you're the operator, you're also responsible for the passengers in your car. And unfortunately, we've had an increase in number and multiple fatalities and traffic crashes in Loudoun County. Our major highways, speed is also in relation to that, but we are going to encourage education and enforcement during this campaign. And we'd like to thank Steve Dillard as our liaison, as well as our new Commissioner Jeff Long with Commissioner of Safety. And we know there's a commitment from our Governor Bill Lee, as we have spoken with the Commissioner, and he has rededicated resources to the Tennessee Highway Safety Office and assuring safety for the drivers of Lenoir City, Loudoun County, and the state of Tennessee. Thank you.
Chief Davis, thank you for your words. And I also want to introduce to you Lieutenant Don Boshears. He is with the Tennessee Highway Patrol here in the District 1 Knoxville District. The Tennessee Highway Patrol and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office have always worked very close together. We spend a lot of time talking with each other regarding data collection, looking at our fatality numbers, and looking at ways that we can try to partner with our communities, our counties, to try to keep our fatality numbers down. So Lieutenant Boshears, thank you for being here, and would you come and share a few comments with the group?
Well, thank you, Steve. On behalf of the Tennessee Highway Patrol, like I said, I am Lieutenant Don Boshears. I am in charge of the Safety Education Special Programs Unit here for the Knoxville District. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit this morning. I'm going to expand on a lot of what you've already heard. You know, in 29 years, the first 21 years of my career, I spent working the roads. And there's no worse feeling than pulling up on that crash. And I'm sure a lot of our partners behind us have felt the same thing, and seeing that person laying in the roadway, lifeless, seeing that person laying in the ditch, or, you know, walking up on the car and seeing the driver laying in the back seat when they should be in the front seat, where if they'd have had a seatbelt on, that couldn't have took place. You know, Steve talked about the hard part of the job is making that notification to the next of kin, whether it be a husband or wife, telling them that somebody's not coming home. But to expand on that a little bit, as tough as that is, when we make those notifications, once that initial shock wears off that somebody's not coming home, they tend to get a little inquisitive, and they want to know why, what happened, how did the wreck occur, and they almost always ask, was they wearing a seatbelt? And it's so hard to tell them no. When we work fatal crashes, part of our fatal report is, we have to try to determine whether the seatbelt would have made a difference. And, as of yesterday, I've not seen the numbers this morning, but as of yesterday for the Knoxville, there's 11 counties in the Knoxville district here. We have had 28 people lose their lives so far this year, and roughly about 47% of those was unrestrained. So we would like to think, I can't stand here and tell you that by putting the seatbelt on and guarantee you that you will survive the crash, but what we can guarantee is that you won't be ejected from the vehicle and you won't be bounced around inside the vehicle. The seatbelt will hold you in place. It's such a tough thing to do. The last 8 years of my career, I've been in the education unit, and I speak to groups in all 11 counties. And you always have the discussion about seatbelt usage. There's lots of reasons why people don't wear it. They'll give you, it's not comfortable. My parents never did wear it, and they're fine. Why should I wear it? A few weeks back, I was giving a presentation to a group and speaking to a group, and I had somebody ask me something that I hadn't ever heard before. And he made the comment, well, it's my life. It's my choice. If I don't want to wear it, it's my life. And I had to think a second before I responded to him, because I'd never had anybody tell me that. And I thought, and I asked him, I said, well, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? You married? And he said, well, yeah. And I said, well, do you have children? And he said, well, yeah, why? And I'm like, well, if you don't want to wear it for yourself, why don't you wear it for your spouse? Why don't you wear it for your children? Why don't you wear it for your family, your friends, your co-workers, the people that depend on you to come home this evening or come home tonight or whenever the case may be? And I could tell that by looking at him, at his reaction, he said, I never had thought about it that way. When we investigate a fatal crash, whether it's my agency, our local partners here, city and county agencies, that is such a tragic event. But that death doesn't end there. It reaches out. It's like a rippling effect. Yes, a person has lost their life, and yes, it's very tragic, but you have survivors, you have family that has to live with that. And they also have to live with the fact that if you'd had your seatbelt on, you may have possibly survived the crash. What we want to stress to people, we're proud to partner with the Highway Safety Office. We also proud to partner with our local, state, city, and county agencies. But we want to stress to people, if you don't want to wear it for yourself, wear it for the ones that care about you. Wear it for the ones that want you to come home. That way we don't have to go make that knock on that door. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Boshears, for that. So in closing, we wanted to let you know that we have this enforcement event going on, the SAFE campaign. Again, we will be out, the officers will be out looking for those who are not wearing their seatbelts. And if they stop you, they will address it accordingly to the officer's discretion. But I want also for our drivers to understand, we look at several components on these roadways, from enforcement, education, to engineering of our roadways. It is our desire to try to keep people from dying on our roadways. One death is one too many, and we've already experienced so far this year a lot of fatality numbers within our counties. So we're going to really work hard from this point on as we continue out through the year to try to keep that fatality number as low as we can. And we want our drivers to understand, obey the law, do your part, and wear your seatbelt. That's all we're asking you to do. I want to thank, again, Mayor Akins for being with us today with the City of Lenoir City, for Sheriff Spangler for taking time from his schedule, because I know he's very busy, Chief White, Chief Davis, and Lieutenant Boshears for speaking during this time. So if the media has any questions, our speakers will be available if you'd like to speak with them. But I want to thank all of you from our media side for being with us today and helping us to share this message to our community. And at this point, our press event is concluded. Thank you.